I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Leonardo DiCaprio as such a physical comedian. I mean, it's like Harold Lloyd, or I mean, it's amazing watching this whole, the stares and the whole, even his face is just incredible. So, how did you approach the sequence? I mean, how much was choreographed versus just letting him go nuts, and did anybody get hurt doing this?
Well, I mean, he did get hurt in his back when he fell back up on the telephone. When it said these little bastards kicked in or something, and the camera went back with him. Hurt his neck, yeah, and that meant that we shot quickly after that. But what I mean is that we worked it out, and then he was able to, he was able to maneuver, but it was very hard. But he was able to do it. Then the next night we were able to do the crawl over to the car. We had a masseuse there and working on him, and doctors. But he has a long, he's very tall, long, so I do. I mean, he just completely, he was on a rig, and he got very, it was good. He did a great job. But the thing about it was that, you see, each move, because the drug makes you, your body won't respond to your thoughts and your directions. It just won't respond. Your mouth, your palate and tongue won't make, it just won't do it. It won't go there, see? And like, you want to move your leg, it's not going to listen to you, And so you're locked in. And they had a drug expert, they said to me recently on the set somewhere. I didn't know who it was. Some woman, they said, no, I don't know, you don't need it. I said, I know, I was, when they were legal, prescribed, okay? 1971, all right? Fear of flying, okay? Take one of those in a plane, you don't know where you were, it was fine. You got off the plane, you were sober. And my God, they were amazing. And so, no, but that was what it was, 71, 72. And then by mid-70s here, it was in America, it was a big deal. And, but I remember the feeling of that. I remember the feeling you could not speak, And so they were able to, he was able to work it out. He had to crawl across the room, and it was a matter of getting to the top of the stairs. Now, the stairs were originally planned for a longer flight of stairs, but the country club we got, and this is just for the right area, we worked it all out in the puzzle, and that was the best place. But it only had like 8 steps, I think. So I said, all right, when he looks down there, there are 40. And they said, well, do you want to wiggle the stairs, like zoom in and out? I said, no, just 40. He sees 40. It might as well be 100. He's not going to make it down those stairs. There's no way he's going to do it. So I figured, for me, the idea was him on the left of frame and the white Lamborghini on the right. And all that space in between, and he has to get there. And all he has to do is get there. That's all. And he could get in the car and stop Donnie on the phone. That's all he has to do. He can't even move. So he decides, he remembers all this. This is all in the script, and in the book, the business of like his baby, Skylar, who she crawls. So the crawling doesn't work. That was the hardest thing. How long do you show that the next part of the process isn't working? That the editing was very hard on that. Then he figured, okay, we've got to get him to sit. He said, I'm going to roll down. So we got him to do that, and we had a double for that because of his back on that, for just the rolling shot. But then the next night I said, no, we'll just drag him over to the car, and get in the car. And Leo was crawling along the floor, gets the car, and I'd forgotten that I didn't realize that the Lamborghini door opened up. And at least it's one of those things, we're shooting fast, it's one of those things I figured, well, he probably knows that. And so, but the thing is, he has to open the door. So if you can't do it this way, you know what I mean? You can't do this. And I'm looking at him, I said, what about this? And he's twisting and turning. He said, that's good. That's good. It was his foot. And he got it open with his foot. That's real. And he looks like Jacques Tati or Jerry Lewis. He looks like Jerry Lewis. And then
my favorite bit when he's sort of going, his leg is up,
and then he just lays back on the ground. And next thing you know, that's when I cued the phone to ring. And then he's got to answer the phone. And then when he got in the car to answer the phone, what I saw on a wide shot, just that angle, was that he's too tall, Leo. So his feet stick out. So now his feet become the character. And the car is like a face. You see? And the feet are going, and I said, that's shot. We did no coverage. 2 takes, that was it. Got him back in bed, go home, that's enough. You know. But no, they did. And then, of course, by the time he got to the house, another example of working through a scene like that with Donnie on the telephone, who's talking to Jean Dujardin. It was supposed to be in the kitchen, and I always imagine he comes into the kitchen, he sees him, and he says, you know, and he goes to grab him, and he pulls the phone away from him. And we got this beautiful house to shoot in, Mr. and Mrs. Pappas's house up in Westchester somewhere, I forget. They were so nice to us. Place beautiful. And I went in the kitchen, I said, well, he comes in here, and I look in the kitchen, and there's a giant, what they call an island in the middle of it. And I said, oh my God, it's going to ruin everything. He's going to have to go. He'll never get around because he can't walk. He's never going to get around there to stop him. What if he put the phone here? No, because then from the phone he's got to go to the table and crash on the table. The table's got to be over there. It was like, oh God. So Bob Shaw, our production designer, said, I have an idea. I said, what is it? He said, I have to show you. So he went the whole way and came sliding over and threw himself on the island. I said, they'll love it. They'll milk that. I said, which is what he did. He just, the shortest distance is on the island. So he jumped on that, crawled over and grabbed the phone. And what eventually happened was this kind of crazy Looney Tunes thing where, if you do that and you're pulling those cables on the telephones and it snaps you in the face. And it literally became some sort of stupid Laurel and Hardy, but not as good, but you know what I mean, kind of a bang, crash, bang, ow, ooh, ow. And then some weird thing that Jonah did that I loved, where he takes a little plastic dog bowl. What did you think? Were you thinking?
Great moment, though. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and I said, that's so wonderful. I said, he actually thinks it. And what's going to happen? Are you really going to kill him? No. But in the meantime, he does choke. And by the way, that's a combination, again, in the script. What Terry and Leo had an idea. So what if we make it even crazier? There was another scene in the book. It's there, and it's also in the original script, where Donnie has Jordan. He challenges him to a swimming match or whatever in his pool at a party outside in Jordan's house. And Donnie has just eaten, and then he gets sick, and he's got to go down there and save him and give him mouth-to-mouth and all that sort of thing. And they get him to the hospital, and Jordan was off drugs, but by the time he got him to the hospital, something else happened, so Jordan breaks into one of the medicine cabinets at the hospital, shoots himself full of adrenaline, so whatever. All these things were going on. I said, I said, but what if they combine the two? What if we, what if we have the choking happen when he discovers that Donnie has messed up Brad so badly, Brad's arrested, which, by the way, did happen. And it happened that way in the parking lot, just that way. And so all of that combined, and that sort of, we compressed the two scenes together, see, and built it up. Then we went further. I tried to go further. So what if they find out the aunt dies right there? I said, no, that didn't work. Sorry.
And you had